ruined. It can't happen that way. I'm asking you, I've invited you into my home. This is District 6. We're here to listen. I would tell you, you guys know me. If I see something going on I think is garbage at City Hall, I'm going to say it out loud. I do not see that within this process. What I see is at least we're standing here before you to take your input and listen. So I'm going to ask that you at least give it that much opportunity and courtesy to return good feedback, things that matter, ideas, and let the folks explain and take a note. So you have an opportunity to put your feedback and stuff in tonight. That process will be explained. And I promise you, right, as a member of the San Antonio City Council, that the number one goal is transparency, community involvement. We listen, we do the things that are right for all of us in the city of San Antonio, but also in this case, in the entire state of Texas. And I pride myself at City Hall on listening, but always trying to do everything we can in front of the public. And it starts here. This isn't going to fulfill every possible idea or avenue tonight, but it's the first meetings, the start of a kickoff of an opportunity for us to work together. It's going to be difficult, right? Because not everybody's going to get what they want. But it's hard for me as a leader as well, with my colleagues and friends, so I can tell you we're doing good. If I thought they weren't, I would tell you. But I believe in my heart right now that we're starting off on the right foot. That's as a listener, as a team player, and we give us the opportunity to do the best we possibly can. And then we'll go from there. When the plan and walls are gets to when it's time, we're all going to see it. We'll all be there. But I believe in the city of San Antonio on this one, that we can do great things by being listeners and partners. And that means we have to do our best to let us tell the story, listen to the feedback. So I'm going to ask that you refrain from the booming as best you can with the anger and passion you have in your hearts. I hear it every Wednesday night. Y'all know I'm always there. And I listen to each of you. Walk up there every night and tell me what you think. And I'm there every meeting to listen to what. So I'm asking for that in return, is to allow myself, Councilman Torreño, and the team, right, the city of San Antonio, to put our best foot forward to be a listener and partner in the future of San Antonio and the future of the Alamo itself. So my big ask, and do the best you can on it, but I'm fighting for you at City Hall, which means we're going to listen and do the things that matter for the entire community in our wonderful state of Texas. So it's with my pride and honor I get to introduce my colleague. Roberto Trevino and I have been serving together in the San Antonio City Council for 1 year, and I can tell you over my time with Roberto, I'm excited to be a part of his leadership on this because he believes in something special that comes up in everything that comes up, and that's the design, right? We do it in a heartfelt, caring manner about the people, right? The value, the history, and the culture. We're going to have the best possible product coming out of that. So, Councilman Trevino, I'm happy you're here in District 6. I welcome you. I look forward to a productive evening, and thank you for your hard work, my friend, on the San Antonio City Council this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Brockhouse. Thank you for that warm introduction. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Use your chest.
Before the presentation, I'd like to provide some background information on the Alamo Master Plan project and the work that's been done so far. Before that, I also want to mention we have translation services. Para los que necesitan interpretación para español, aquí tenemos los servicios a un lado. Gracias. So, with that, I want to mention that in 2014, the San Antonio City Council established the Alamo Plaza Advisory Committee. We have some members here tonight that sit in the back row. I want to thank them for being here as well. As you know, we also have our city manager, Cheryl Scully, and assistant city manager, Lori Houston, here as well. And I'll point out that we have Doug McDonald, the CEO of the Alamo as well. The committee held 14 public meetings from March to December of 2014, where the Alamo area experiences vision and guiding principles, themes, and goals for development. Okay, well. So, the vision and guiding principles were approved by the mayor and the city council in December of 2014. We have provided handouts on these, and they are available on the city's website as well. So please let us know if you'd like to comment. Following the approval of the vision and guiding principles, the City of San Antonio, Texas General Land Office, and the Alamo Endowment entered into a cooperative agreement in October of 2015 to develop a master plan for the Alamo area. Ultimately, The agreement also expanded the Alamo Plaza Advisory Committee to 26 members and it became known as the Alamo City. Management Committee selected President Design Partnership and worked closely in collaboration with San Antonio-based Fisher-Heck Architects and Grupo de Diseño of Mexico City throughout 2016 and 2017. Together, the team met with stakeholders and the public to develop the Alamo Master Plan that was adopted by City Council on May 11, 2017. I want to stress that these 5 concepts of the Master Plan are what have been approved to date. In the past 3 decades, many unsuccessful attempts have been made to restore the Alamo and the surrounding area to a place of reverence. While previous master planning efforts have failed, the trajectory for this project has been significantly different. For the first time, the City of San Antonio and the State of Texas are working as established partners, and significant funding has been secured and committed. The State of Texas has contributed $105 million. The city has committed $38 million. The Alamo Endowment will raise an additional $200 to $250 million. We are now working on the comprehensive interpretive plan. In the summer of 2017, the Management Committee requested qualifications from firms to develop the comprehensive interpretive plan for the Alamo Plaza area and proposed museum. In the summer, we invited 7 teams who have responded throughout the United States and United Kingdom. The Management Committee interviewed 4 of those teams. PGAB Destinations was selected as the lead team in December of 2017. That includes Reed Hildebrand Landscape Architects, Cultural Innovations, Museum and Interpretive Consultants. As you can see, all 3 firms have worked on significant historic and cultural sites. So this is an evolving plan. We're building on the master plan's 5 key concepts to develop an interpretive plan and site strategies for the Alamo area. The public provided feedback during the master planning process, leading to several changes since last May, as you'll see in this presentation this evening. We heard a wide range of opinions and concerns from the previous draft. Lack of shade in Alamo Plaza. The current draft has more trees in Alamo Plaza and Plaza de Valero to make those spaces more comfortable and more usable. Cenotaph relocation. I want to be clear, the cenotaph will always stand. It is in need of significant repairs, both to the internal structure and to the sculptural elements. Once repairs are made, it will be reassembled in a place of honor in viewing distance of the Alamo Bridge. The initial recommendation, relocate the cenotaph to the south, near one of the funeral pyre sites where the Alamo defenders' bodies were burned. Site chosen for more visibility for the cenotaph to interpret a broader Alamo story throughout the city. We heard that the site was too far from the Alamo. Planning team looked at other sites. Recommends a prominent location in Plaza de Valero, just outside the south gate, as you will see. Pedestrian and vehicular connectivity. The newest draft plan addresses these issues. Presented this site plan to the Alamo Citizens Advisory Committee last week. Concerns from the committee and the public still remain, including the relocation of the cenotaph, accessibility of the plaza, preservation of the historic buildings. Of course, we will present the draft that you're about to see throughout the city in multiple districts. And that includes this entire week. Design team will work on the next draft. Return to the Alamo Citizens Advisory Committee for more feedback. They will host 4 more public hearings for citizen input, starting July 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th at 6:30 p.m. Site plan is not currently scheduled for City Council for consideration. Still in the drafts, the site plan phase, and we still want your feedback. After hearing feedback, we will come back with our next draft. I would like to invite now Mr. Eric Kramer of Reed Hildebrand to come up and present the site plan. Before Eric begins, though, I would like to ask Melissa Rodriguez of the DeBerry Group to provide an overview of the public comment process for this evening.
What public was used?
Right. Melissa?
What public was used?
Thank you, Councilman. All right, so at the entrance here, when you signed in, you should have received one of these.
Melissa Rodriguez. She's with the DeBerry Group, Trish DeBerry Group.
So I'm just going to give you a brief sort of overview of how you all can provide us with your comments and your questions and concerns this evening in order to maximize our time. So if you did not receive one of these handouts at the front, just raise your hand and myself or one of our teammates will come around and provide that to you. So just quickly, I just want to let you know, you can provide your comments to us by visiting either from your browser on your phone, or there's free Wi-Fi as well. pollev.com/Alamo 2018, and from there you can submit as many questions, comments, or concerns that you might have. Or you can also text us directly. So if you text that number, the number 22333, that's 22333, and you just text Alamo 2018 to that number. You can also just submit your responses to us via text as well. So again, if you have any questions or concerns, please just raise your hand and one of our team members will come around to help you out as well.
Thank you, Melissa. Great. So we do want to point out that we're in a time frame of 6:30 to 8:30, so we'll be finishing at 8:30 now. We want to allow time for the presentation, and if we have any extra time available before 8:30, we will take some questions for the interpretive team. So at this moment, I'd like to. Oh, okay.
These people took time out of their lives to come here and talk to you directly.
So
Open public hearing, and that's a dialogue with the group.
and we're going to do as much of that. So we'd like to get started, so we have time. And again, we have a hard stop at 8:30. So let's go ahead and get started. Thank you.
We have heard everything you're going to say in these papers. Now you listen to us. You couldn't put it in the paper. Why did you write it? You advise us what you're doing. You know, now, will you listen to us? We're asking, because not because of our hate, like the Indian story, but because of our love for our city. And we respect the Mexican Native American burial grounds there, and you are in direct criminal violation of criminal collusion against your own ordinance, because these meetings are against the law.
Sir, I understand, sir. Let me. No one's asked you to shut up, sir. No one's telling you it's about hating. What I'm trying to accomplish here, though, is let's go through the presentation. Let me confer with the city manager and the agendized item on this. I'm taking your feedback seriously. Let's go through the presentation. Let me talk to the development team, put this together. Let me look into it. That's fine. We'll get the gentleman through it. Sir, it's not an open question forum right now. Let's get through the presentation. I heard loud and clear about the concerns about the agenda. I'll go look into that right now. We'll find out what the position is. I'm going to give you an answer on that as quickly as possible.
When you take the questions you write and you show that you just pick the ones you want. I even put a cartoon character on the back of the one.
I understand, sir. I understand. So what I'll do, right, but this meeting's in my district. It's my hometown right now. I'm going to step aside. I'm going to work with the team. I'm going to talk to the city manager, and we'll make sure we do a clear and orderly process that meets the exact letter of the Open Meetings Act. I'm going to follow that to the T. If you ain't watch the news, you know how, I don't know, you realize how important that is to me. So, hold on, sir. Hold on a second, please. We give equal time to respect and courtesy. So, equal process is both sides, respect and courtesy. Let's do our best to accomplish that this evening. I'm going to answer those questions right now. The city manager's right over there. We can't get any higher authority in the city than Cheryl Scully. Yes, sir. I promise you. Let's get through the presentation. Listen, you have much higher authority than myself and Councilor Trevino, except for the mayor. The mayor's not here this evening. So I understand there's 4 public meetings. We're going to go through the presentation, and then we're going to turn around and we'll work that avenue of community input as quickly as possible. Let me talk and get the answers. Courtesy response, right? Look, if we don't let them get through the presentation, we're not honoring the code of what we're trying to do, right? Which is at least let's listen and be respectful of each other to start it out. Emotions are on, I get that, but the presentation is what it is. Let's get through the facts, let's listen to it, and do the best we can to be at least on the same page of following a fair and equal process. And I'm here tonight to ensure that happens for you. So if you could just commence with you're here to do the presentation, right? Let's commence with the presentation, and I'll confer on the side with the leadership right now to kind of figure out what the rest of this evening looks like so that it meets the attention of the law, the letter of the law, as well as the community input process.
So tonight's presentation will be organized in 3 parts. We'll begin with the vision and principles, explaining the foundation on which we built. We'll look at how interpretive strategies around the site have guided much of our... Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for reminding me of that. My name is Tom Owen, and I'm with PGAV Destinations. That was, our firm was already introduced. And each of our other partners in the design firms will introduce themselves as they stand up. So thank you for that reminder. Site interpretive opportunities have guided a lot of our planning. You'll see something about that tonight. And finally, site planning opportunities, how we're going to make the site a better experience for visitors coming to the Alamo. When we began the process, we looked at this, we received documents that built on some of the previous work that had been done, and this statement stood out as a kind of a singular statement of what we were intended to accomplish. It really speaks to educational opportunities, both developing analysis and strategies for how we move forward with doing an interpretive plan. And just to remind everyone, the scope of what we're doing now is called a comprehensive interpretive plan. And we want to make sure that people visiting the Alamo have an emotional experience that resonates with the stories that took place there. Where we are in the process, if you go back to 2014, we are building on work that has preceded us, and you will see both the master plan and community input. We are in the section labeled interpretive planning there, and which is also there's been ongoing look at archaeology, and all these things are informing our planning going forward. But none of this is design. These are all laying down the foundation and the principles for subsequent phases of design that will follow this process. So goals for tonight, to explain to you what we're thinking, how content and public experience have really guided our work, to illustrate how this will, how the site and the context is really going to articulate help you achieve the principles. Again, we're building on your principles, and so this is our interpretation of what the community has already said they want to do going forward. And then obviously you hear your feedback. So, just a reminder, we stated this already, but these were some of the principles that were determined by previous work. So we're again building on that as we go forward. Again, engaging our local community, telling the story of the battle, but also the broader history that relates to a long period of time in San Antonio. Representing multiple cultures that are part of this story. And tell the in-depth story of the Alamo from early history till present day, and the diverse people that have been part of this. So now we're going to hear from Cultural Innovations to talk about how that has
informed work throughout the development process, so that it can inform both the site design and the development for the museum itself and the content there, where we can tell deeper stories. And our primary objective in the interpretive plan is to change the understanding of the Alamo as a building to the Alamo as a place. And this goes hand in hand with being able to delineate the mission footprint and explain wider context. So, telling these stories, first of all, we wanted to create a 21st century museum and heritage set complex that deals with the indoor galleries and also an outdoor open air museum. It's a place in which we can have programming as well as tell the individual stories of the places that they happen. Inside the museum galleries, we can build on the strength of the collections that we have, both the Hill Collins collection and the Alamo collection, to use those collections to bring the stories to life. And then on the heritage side,
their ancestors, do not consent to
remember
not to reimagine Alamo, consent to them to do not whitewash history.
In the place where the events actually happened. So the development of the themes for the museum itself, looking at it primarily chronological. So first of all, the background as a mission to Valero from the very earliest mentions up until secularization. The second main gallery, the Battle of the Alamo from the Texas Revolution. And then what we're calling Alamo ruins icon. So bringing back the respect, bringing back the dignity to the Alamo, which is what this whole plan is about. Finally, we have another gallery which is called the Legends of the Alamo. This is the stories, in particular in popular culture, that resonate with people.